Age Exchange is a charity which is committed to developing reminiscence programmes both in London and around the UK, and a big part of our work is to develop intergenerational projects and activities which enable younger and older people from all over the place to come together, to learn from each other, and in parts of the city where there are issues around community cohesion or community breakdown, what we do is we work in partnership with other organisations and find ways of bringing those generations together, those groups together, to find out about each other, to get to know each other, and I suppose to find what they have in common. The other element of intergenerational work, which brings us to the work we're doing with Lewisham at the moment, is around celebration, to celebrate our communities as they are, and to bring groups of people, all generations, diverse communities together, just to actually say this is our community, and we celebrate it. And one of the things that's happened last year with Lewisham Council is that we have collectively created the first ever intergenerational festival of its kind, Age to Age. It's been a real roller coaster getting here for all of us, both at Age Exchange and our friends at Lewisham Council, who've worked very hard alongside us to set up the Lewisham Intergenerational Festival. It is the first festival of its kind in this part of London. There are at least 24 different organisations from across the borough.
This intergenerational festival is probably breaking new ground. I've been chatting to a few people and have said, have you ever heard of anything like this anywhere else?
It's the beginning of a festival which we and Age Exchange have jointly worked on.
I'm really interested that there's so much going on here. It's been great meeting a whole new different group of people in a different borough.
My role was to be the coordinator for the Lewisham Intergenerational Festival for Age Exchange, and that meant I contacted the community groups and arts organisations, education groups that wanted to take part. I sort of set up the events with them or helped them, and then I scheduled them into a period of about 7 days. Although most of the events actually took place over the 8th, 9th and 10th of April, we had events all over the week, and different groups took part, which was fantastic because we wanted to encourage groups to take part and do what they could. There was no mark for what an intergenerational event was, except that it had to include older and younger people sharing time together, spending time together, and appreciating each other's qualities, if you like, and that was the only criteria. So we had a garden centre, we had Grow Mayo in Sydenham, we had Rushy Green Time Bank, who did a nice mend and do a men's sort of session together. We had a tea dance which enabled young people to come share the experience of music with the older people, but also to learn the older people's style of dancing and to just have fun together.
Everyone enjoyed themselves and they had a good time, and they learned about different poems and what to write in them.
What'd you get? Draw. Yes. I'm going to ask everyone to read out the poem they've made about themselves.
Z is for zippy, E is for exciting, C is for cheeky, I is for irresistible.
Romantic, aroma, warm, amorous, relaxed.
I love my music every day. Over the road and on my way. I love my music, sugar. I love my music, sugar. I love my music more than anything, sugar.
Give yourself a bit of space.
This is a ballroom.
Arm length. We're going to try the ballroom entrance.
Wait.
Now, 1, 2, 3, in, 1, 2, 3, out. Me, in, 1, 2, 3, out. 1, 2, 3, in, 1, 2, 3, out. 1, 2, 3, in, 1, 2, 3, out.
The evaluation that came back and feedback after the event was very interesting too. The range of organisations, many of whom had not done intergenerational work before, meant that people were quite proud of what they'd achieved. Some of the younger people and the older people performing together in the shows from the Blackheath Conservatoire and Age Exchange. Very, very moving experiences, and from people in the audience too, who said, you know, how good it was to see older and younger people sharing the stage in such a sensitive way.
I thought it was excellent, surprisingly good, very original. Nice to see different age groups together.
That was like really good, sort of just playing somebody else's life and sort of having heard that she enjoyed it was quite rewarding.
The mixture and the blend of the different ages, I thought it was very good.
What was interesting for me was they were talking about going to Greenham Common, and I realised I'd never actually told my daughter here, who's in that play, that I'd been to Greenham Common with my mum. So we hadn't actually even spoken about that.
Theatre productions were two different types of intergenerational theatre. The age exchange production largely had the older people performing with the younger people on the stage, sharing their stories and memories.
Oh, look over there! And there were large groups of young people, past like skinheads and rockers, all gathering around a stage where bad manners were going to play.
There's a lot going on, isn't there? Shall we get a cup of tea, Mum? Where is she? Where's Mum?
Where's she gone?
I don't know. Yeah.
Race!
Mum!
Mum and Dad looked everywhere without success.
Oh no, she could be anywhere in this crowd.
And there she was, at the front of the crowd, coming from the bad manners fans, half her age.
The Conservatoire production had the life story of Miriam MacLeod performed by the students of the Blackheath Conservatoire Youth Theatre. And that was very interesting because, of course, there was the moment when they met the woman for whom they were actually performing the show and about whom they were performing the show, which I think is a very powerful moment that the young people sort of experienced in the sense of the responsibility they had in telling her story and having her there.
You're all going to meet Miriam for the first time today. How do you feel about that?
I'm really excited to meet her because playing her, it feels like with the lines, I've learnt the lines and I've learnt about her experiences, but I feel like I should know her more as a person instead of just knowing about what's written down on paper. Okay. Hello.
Hello. This is Olivia.
Hello.
Who's
Nice
playing
to meet you.
Yes, yes.
Miriam MacLeod, you have been arrested along with your daughter and stand accused of illegally gaining access onto the American airbase at Greenham Common. Have you anything to say in your defence?
Yes, Your Honour. We were arrested as we went through the fence onto the American base. We made our stand against nuclear weapons. If my mother had been alive, she would have been at Greenham. She would have been very proud of her youngest daughter and youngest granddaughter making a stand for peace.
And Miriam, of course, was incredibly moved by the sincerity and truthfulness with which the young people actually performed her life story in the play.
I don't know what to say, except that I think the cast did absolutely brilliantly. I mean, that was really tough, and I'm impressed with what I've seen.
The feedback from a fantastic exhibition that Forest Hill School did at the Stephen Lawrence Centre, where they painted local older people or painted pictures representing the people, more importantly than just portraits, and how much they'd got from actually spending time sitting with the older people, learning about their lives and then trying to represent that faithfully and sincerely in paintings, I thought was very moving.
I'm a set designer and I've been working on a community art project at the Stephen Lawrence Centre. We're working with a mixed group of ages, younger and older people together from the local community. The idea of the project was to focus on the local community. So we went out to the local area and each participant took photos of what they like and what they don't like about the community. And from that we made these miniature boxes.
It was a very nice group. Yeah, there was a mixture. I'm probably one of the oldest, but there was younger people, but I seemed to get on with everybody.
We all got on. We all had a laugh. It was interesting when we went on the walk because there was a lady who worked in a place near, like in the local area, but she worked there before I was even born.
The feedback from individuals, of course, was very interesting too. A lady who hadn't done any activity for a long time went to the workshop that Teatro Vivo ran on a tango workshop and said how important it was for her confidence that younger people were in the room with her sharing this experience and how good she felt about doing that.
It feels good to be moving my body.
I think the feedback that we had from the organisers, participants, audiences for the different types of events was all very enthusiastic about this way of working and expressed a desire to do more of it, and they could see the results and the pleasure that people got out of experiencing these things together. So hopefully this is the platform for another festival of some time next year in Lewisham, where we can continue and build on this sort of intergenerational experience that people have had.
It was very interesting and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, I had a lot of fun doing it with you.
I love my music, oh, it's great. I love the morning of my day. I love my music every day. I love the morning of my way. I love my music, sugar. I love my music, sugar. I love my music more than any green sugar. I love my music every day. I love the road and on my way. I love my music.